crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf.
Yeah?
What? I've been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf, and I want to get paid for it too.
Hold up. Hold up! Wait a second, Beans. How many of us have been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf? Raise your hand. Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the
blue shelf? And start again. Okay, welcome kids back to another stream where I'm composing some music for this really dry scene in Killer Bean. I've been working on it all week and I'm going to keep going with it today and tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. This is a video, this is a stream about narrative scoring. Narrative scoring is when you write music for dialogue, so picture, for example, TV or a podcast like audio fiction, which is what I used to do. Appreciate you stopping by, and here's how we're going to do it today. I'm going to just keep on walking through this scene where a bunch of coffee beans from the show and the game franchise Killer Bean are having a realization that they've been wasting their time for the last 5 years working. So it's a comic scene, and I've got this woods section from Cineperk, one of the leading sort of percussion libraries. I've got a woods section that is not woods, but like wood blocks and things, not woodwinds. Sounds like this. Every time you hit me, you're gonna hear me play these sounds on the keyboard like this, and I'll also be using different sounds. For example, string ensembles and that kind of thing to create like a nice soundtrack for the scene. So at the moment, I've got a couple of things here. One of them is a string part, which is basically just double basses.
I've been moving crates from...
That's like that. Okay, that sounds like that. Very simple. And then we've got a piano part at the moment, which is this one here. And then this blue one over here is the strings section. So let's listen to that.
So you've been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf.
Yeah?
What? I've been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf, and I want to get paid for it too.
Hold up. Hold up! Wait a second, Beans. How many of us have been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf? Raise your hand.
So this is where we are right now. And without this scene has absolutely no music, so you can hear how I'm really bringing something to this. It's really dry. It was apparently voiced by fans. I did a little backstory reading on this, so I think it needs work basically. So the point of this episode is just to get some Killer Bean in my YouTube feed. I don't really know anything about the show. I don't really, unfortunately, don't really have much tie into it. But when I recognize a scene that needs music, then when I see one, then I recognize it. And this is a scene that needs music. They're all talking about how they've been doing nothing but wasting their time working for the last year. So it's comedy. And right now what I'm going to do is add a couple of maybe just some, I thought perhaps some brass that could add in over here. So I've got this brass patch over here called Forzo. Let's take a look at it. It's quite a beast. Just loading up the interface. There it is. Forzo is great. It sounds like this. Let's give it a listen. And just hearing it, let's get that MIDI running. So there's a lot that can go wrong with a technical setup like this. Jumbotron, what is good? How are you doing? Jumbotron, sorry, I don't have the live chat loaded, but thanks for stopping by. Jumbotron says, I'm learning about making music for my game that I'm making. I have one done, but it isn't for the game. Cool, that's great to hear, and I'm glad that you're spending time making music. It's really the best way to spend your life, as far as I'm concerned. I might be wrong about that. Ask me in another 5 years. Okay, so the reason I'm not getting any playback here is because I'm on the wrong MIDI channel, so I'm just going to select the right MIDI one. Okay, and we've got these tubas at the moment, which feature a little bit earlier here.
Yeah.
There you can hear them. Yeah, I hope I can help you today, Jumbotron. I just show up for these live streams to help with instruction. What program are you using, and are you doing sort of this type of thing. You said it's for a game, so it's more like adaptive music. Are you using like loops, and what's the game about? You know, give me some little short heads ups in the chat there. I'd love to chat to you more about that. I do score indie games, and yeah, I'm always interested to hear what people are up to. Thanks for stopping by, man. Okay, let's get this tube back out here. So I'm doing this literally line by line. The dialogue requires like a lot of attention to detail. So you'll notice that I never play one of these woodblock sounds when a character is actually speaking. It's always in the gaps. Take a listen. Oh, looped by mistake. Here again.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the...
So it's only in the gaps. It's a lot of timing. Timing is quite important in this whole thing. Okay, let's get Forza open again. Jumbotron says, I'm making loop music and it's for the background in the maps. Okay, cool. So it's like when you go to a map or a map screen, then you get some background loops. Cool, man. That's great. There are a lot of good videos out there on how to like make you know, really good game music, and yeah, check them out. Okay, what we're looking for now is that's what we're looking for, staccato. So first let me just write a part which sets the key switch. A key switch is, you'll see over here where it says F6 staccato, F sharp 6. That's telling me which key on this keyboard to push to change articulation. So watch what I'm going to do here. You can't really see, but I'm changing here. Yeah, there you go. So with my one hand, I'm changing the velocity, the articulation. I'm playing an F here, and it's playing it like staccato. And then when I play a G, you'll see that it changes over here to long sustain. And then it makes the sound different. So this is how we do staccato. That's how we change the sound. And what I need now is staccato, or even like some kind of pizzicato if possible. There we go. Okay, so now I've got a little F note in here, which is, let's just minimize this view. And now what I want to do is add some flavor.
Okay. And how many of us... Okay.
That could work. Let's try that. Change that to MIDI overdub and record.
Okay.
There you go. Just a little comic like that. Okay, now I just want to open up the inline MIDI editor and quantize these notes so that it sounds like they're playing on the beat. That's quite funny. Let's try it again. It should actually just be a little bit forward in time, like this. So let's cut this over here, split it and move, split that and move it up one instance. There we go. Okay. All right. Now we've got one little more piece. Let's hear it. So it sounds the same as the it's got the same rhythm as the other part. I thought today I might actually include some guitar in this, you know, like guitars got a lot of variety to it. What I'm going to try and do now, I haven't really prepped properly for it, but give me a break and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to load up the guitar section over here at the bottom, and I've got an electric guitar. You should be hearing that. And what I'm going to do now is, let's just hide that. Sorry, hide that. Okay, it's not actually coming through to restream there. Cool, now you can hear it. And what I'm trying to what I'm going to feel out now is this type of thing. You know, that typical like wah 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 type of thing. So let's just see if we can make something out of it. We don't have to have a lot going on, but just the right parts would be nice. So I'm going to loop bars here, loop to there, and just play this part again and again until I get a feel.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell... Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
Okay, let's do the record.
You mean to tell... Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
Okay, let's put it there, and let's listen to that.
Okay. And
That's good. Now we're just going to take the volume down.
okay.
That's it. Just one little note like that, very subtle, creates the feel that we're trying to do. Let's move on. Maybe there'll be more guitar a bit later on. So, I'll stick this here for now. I tuned up my guitar before I started because I always make the mistake of like thinking it sounds fine, and then when you hear the recording, you're like, oh, it sounds like an out-of-tune guitar. Okay. One thing I do want to do real quick is just, yeah, let's.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
And then we'll move on with the
Blue
dialogue.
shelf?
Let's change tack here and go back to the piano. We're going to double up the piano, I think, on that guitar chord. So finding the piano, here it is. And now I've got piano access, and I think what I played there was a C dim. So let's just get a C diminished in here. So a little bit of knowledge of music theory helps.
And how many of us have been moving...
That's more mysterious, where you get the kind of the James Bond or detective chord. That's that. But that's not what we want. What we want is a C sharp diminished, something with a C sharp diminished feel to it. So let's collapse the strings and just see where exactly where this starts. Move marker forward and just a C sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna double up that guitar chord a bit. Here we go.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the...
So I've just recorded that piano part. Here it is.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. I want it to just be a little bit more spaced out, so let's space it out, bro. There. Okay, back to the marker. Okay, that's good. Okay, and now let's go back to let's keep going with the dialogue.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell me?
Good. So it's the same thing. We just basically want, a similar sound to occupy that space. I'm going to just get a long-ish clip and group it. And now what I can do is do the same for this. And now open up this clip over here, the MIDI, and just basically play the same thing again, just a little bit higher. So the marker, the point of dialogue where I'm trying to come in, I think it is here. Let's see.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? From the red shelf to the blue shelf?
So this little passage goes right there.
From the red shelf to the blue shelf?
I'm going to use my mouse to...
from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
I'm going to use my mouse to redo this. So essentially what I'm doing now is just copying the same exact part and taking it up one semitone so that we can minimize the amount of new composition that needs to be done. Step back here.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
Yeah, that's good. I just don't know about this, the timbre as they call it, of this brass instrument. It shouldn't be such a heavy sound. So what I'm going to do now is just soften it by opening up the modulation wheel. Modulation wheel is responsible for how hard the sound is. So if I draw it over here, it's going to take down this big metal knob over here, which is going to make it softer. I don't think staccato is the correct velocity. Let's take the velocity down, take the expression up again. Okay, that's not going to work. We've also got the option of manually editing the velocity here. So I'm going to take all of these notes over here, which are going to have the effect of softening the notes. So let's try it again.
Okay.
That's good. And now what I want to do is make sure that that last note doesn't go bob, 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 but it goes bob, bob, bo, and it stretches out. I'm going to do that by taking this little note up here, which is F6. I'm going to just increase my view. This F6 over here is controlling the articulation of this section here. These are all different ways of playing that note. Staccato, portato, whatever that is. I think it's like a sustain. So I'm going to change the last note to a portato. Let's listen to that. I'm going to solo out the brass, take the volume up. Here we go. That sounds better. Maybe we take it up again to a long sustain again. That's better. So I'm more sold on long sustain, which means now I can take that passage over there. I've got to redo that key switching, as they call it, to the second passage. So I've got one where it's playing at the right moment, and I think it's here. There we go. Yeah, sorry, the chat's not viewing today. Gilp, how's it going, dude? Partner, Bartman, Batman. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, brother, man? Yeah, I'm cool. I'm in good spirits, dude. Nice to see you here. Always good to see you. Think about you sometimes, wonder what you're doing and who the hell you are. But I suppose that's the best we can hope for with the internet anonymity. Okay, here we go. What was that again? Let me write it down. See this, kids? This is like old school iPad. It's a actual pen. It's like an offline iPad. Doesn't need electricity. What's the name of that reverb unit you mentioned? Cloud Hello or something. I wanted to download and check it out. I was going to look through my live stream chat history, but I'm too lazy. Now that you're here.
Okay.
Okay, let's take this up more, and we're going to have to take these velocities back up. They're too soft. Let's take them all the way. Not all the way, sorry, not all the way. See, you can see how finicky this work is, how long it takes to just get one thing done, you know? You get it right.
Okay.
That's not actually triggering. It's not triggering it right. Why is it not triggering it right? That should be a sus. It should be a... Let's take out that note. Why is it not triggering it right? Yeah, that's better. But now we've got... Now it sounds a bit manic. I'm going to just take the velocity down, take the mod wheel down. That's better. Okay, so now we've got that passage there, which sounds pretty good. Gilp, what's the name of that reverb you mentioned yesterday, bro? I wanted to go and check it out. Okay, we're doing some manual shit today. This is like the bane of my existence, but whatever it takes, right? Dun, dun, dun. It's already dipping too low. Let's take that one. Okay. Sounds alright. I mean, it's going to need some balancing, but you know, we'll get there. Okay. Here we go. Do you mean the reverb I showed you the other day? Yeah, you mentioned one in the chat the other day. You put a reverb in the chat, a link to it, or the name of it, and I wanted to know what that was so I could check it out. Let me know. Go.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving
Cloud
crates
seed.
from the red
That's
shelf
it.
to the blue
That's right.
shelf?
Cloud seed.
You mean to tell... Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
I'm actually playing this trumpet part, trombone part loud enough. Din 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 din. Shit, I'm hot. Yeah, he's back with the VENGAENCEE. Okay, here we go, kids. Suddenly, I'm hating the sound of this trombone.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
Okay, and then we just take that down. Then take the velocity up a little bit, and why is it suddenly so low? Okay, just a little touch there. Fine. Okay, never mind. And we do need to add the second guitar part, which I think is going to be exactly there. Okay, so pick up the guitar again and just do a little record. I'm going to have to do a split it there and grab the guitar. Luckily it's still live and plugged in, and this is going to be a de-diminished. So it's the in and out markers to... No, that's not what I want. I think it's here. And here. Yeah, there you go. And I'll set it to punch in record and enable the track to record. So now it'll start recording once it hits that mark.
From the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell me, all this time, we've been working twice as hard moving the
Okay, that might work.
blue shelf? Tell me, all this time, from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
It's a bit out of time. Let's get it forward. Here we go.
Shelf to the blue shelf?
Still out of time.
From the red shelf to the blue shelf?
There we go. It brings a nice flavor to it. Now, that tuba is still a little bit exposed. I think the answer is layering. The solution here is to, you know, just start like sticking layer on layer on top of it just to kind of make it sound less exposed. So I think a good start for that is the string session. I'm using a bass on this patch. That's a really high note of a bass. Cool. Cloud Seed 2.0. Got it. Wrote it down. Thanks, Gilp. Gilp says there's a reverb unit called Cloud Seed 2.0. In fact, can I not show comments? Where the heck are my comments, man? YouTube chat box. Come on, man. I'm going to actually just redo this real quick. I think that's going to do it, huh? Yeah. Comments are live. There we go. Sweet. Very, very tiny, but not bad. And what if we put them here? Doof. Hello, hello, John Bartman. Yay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just, this screen is getting super full, but whatever. Gilps, Jumbotron says, I'm playing other games like the one I'm making to inspire myself for what type of music I should do. Well, don't fall into that trap of being like, I'm just going to play some more games and then the music will come to me. No, bro, you got to sit down and you got to get your ass into the software and you got to actually produce the music. That's how you get good. Don't spend too much time getting inspired. Trust me, you waste time that way. Although it's useful to have a reference track when you play, when you're composing something. In a lot of my templates, I've got like ref, which is the original song. So for example, I remade an Aphex Twin, from the 90s. I remade an Aphex Twin track. I'm going to have a video coming up about that in the next couple of days on my feed. and it's like in that template I've got the original track by Aphex Twin, so I can just turn it on and off and listen and listen. That's how you get good. You've got to copy, and then like put your own spin on things eventually. But like get out of the trap of thinking I'm just going to make, you know, I don't know you at all, but a lot of people are like that. You're just like waiting for inspiration to strike. It doesn't happen. You got to, it's like fucking wading through a swamp, and then you get to the other side and there's someone there having a nice outdoor barbecue and gives you like a piece of meat. That's my analogy for the creative process. All right, let's try and cover up some of this shit here. Okay, ready? I'm just going to try and time it so that we get into...
And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
4.
You mean to tell me?
Wrong notes. I started too late. Take yours.
Red shelf. Raise your hand.
1, 2. I have to turn off punch in record. So it's... Yeah, there we go, cool. Again, recording the bass.
Raise your hand.
3.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell me?
Okay, that kind of works. That's sad. It's a horror game. Oh yeah, that's right. You mentioned the other day that I should do some vintage horror, I think, in one of my previous comments. One of the comments on my channel. Dude, sorry, just a sec. There. Yeah, man. Well, go for it. Oh shit, it's got to come out. This chat box has suddenly taken over the whole screen. Okay, there you go. Cool. Vintage horror. Okay, cool, man. So, what are some of the influences for the game? Was it like Silent Hill territory? Actually, met a guy who did not Silent Hill, but a similar thing. I've made a podcast a while ago, and it's a music breakdown podcast. Maybe I'll send you a link if you want. The composer explains how to make horror music. Jumbotron says, I'm not only join in other games for the music, but the maps. Cool. Alright. I'm going to actually get rid of the chat box. We'll make it tinier. This is I'm spending too much time on layout. That's pretty cool. Have a chat box there. Okay, I'll just work in this tiny little gap here. All right, kids, where are we? We are writing a little bit of bass and talking about horror music with my awesome subscriber, Jumbotron. Jumbotron is making a horror game. Maybe put some stuff on your channel. I really enjoy connecting with you guys. Thanks for being here. What I'm trying to do today is get through this one scene of Killer Bean.
Okay.
I know doesn't sound like I'm making a lot of progress here, but trust me, kids, I am. This is how it works. It works slowly. Okay, let's quantize those guys to 16. No. Take it back a beat. There we go.
Okay. And how...
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
It's a little bit early there. Let's correct that. Dum. Okay, good. Got a bass on the click. Now these first two notes of the actually be... It's the same. It's a bit harsh, that. Let's get a different sounding piece. I don't know if Mod IC, which is my... no, it's not appropriate for this. I'm going to stick with a classic sound for this, like more orchestral sounds and wood blocks and kind of kids music, kids music instrument choices. And yeah, and some live guitar. So actually what I need now is, let's explore a little bit more the CP Once. CP Once is a Cineperk ensemble. It's the percussion section for Cineperk. These are the big drums and sounds. I did a lot of this kind of stuff, like marching drum. That's all very dramatic, not what I'm after. These are all cymbals. This is quite nice. It's a Celeste. Could be. This is nice horror music territory. Jumbotron, Celeste. Look up that instrument. You should try. Gilb says you should try recording the water drinking sample. It may work in the background of this movie. Record while you're drinking the bottle. That is out the box thinking, Gilb. I love it, but it's not going to bring me. That suggestion is not going to bring me much closer to my aim of finishing this freaking thing. I love the experimentations, but I've given myself 2 days to try and get it done. And I agree, getting your own samples in there is great. That's how you really learn. I have an ice water sample somewhere lying around. I use it for like the left field electronic stuff that I've done.
From the red shelf to the blue shelf.
That kind of works, right? A little bit of a...
Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
That's good. Okay, let's try that.
Okay.
I'm recording.
And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell me?
Okay, so actually we need a vibraphone. I think that is the right sound. Good. Let's get this patch open here so it's like that, and then din din. These two are early. I'm gonna move them over. There. Good. And this should also be, yeah. Yes. Okay. Now we've got a little bit of that. I don't know if I've got a vibraphone, but I think it would work quite well here. Vibraphone does have a comic feel. Jumbotron says, I'm doing research for sound effects as well. In my experience, more people are hiring for sound effects and sound design than for music composition. The role sometimes gets bunched, together. So this, I mean, you could say what I'm doing here is a bit of sound design with, wood blocks and things, but yeah, if you're looking for work, then aim for sound design for sure. But that's great, man. It's good to see you getting on some creative stuff, It's easy if you want it to sound real, like with real stuff. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Here's the latest section.
Beans. How many of us have been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf? Raise your hand. Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf?
Decided to lose the first note of this. Dun, dun, dun. Don't actually need that. What we could use now is another one of these string ensemble tremolo fade ups. So let's do one of those. I'm going to take this whole section here. It's a combination of the MIDI note itself and what they call an automation item, which allows me to fade in. So let's take this thing and copy it over along with its automation item, and we're just going to find the place we're copying it to. Doof. Okay, move, both of you move please.
Wait a second, Beans.
No, it's not there, it's here. I've got to move it with, okay.
You mean to tell me, all this time, we've been working twice as hard moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime! I'm
cool with that. We've got any moment here, we should be demanding overtime. Let's get a bit of that feel in there. Jumbotron says, if you want to make a person eating a carrot, you just eat a carrot until it sounds good. Yeah, that's Foley work. That's the ideal way to do it. The problem with that is that it's hard to replicate the sound effects in like fantasy environments. So for example, how do you record the sound of a giant golem crushing a turtle warrior, the sound of that shell breaking, you know. So you have to get creative and go, okay, I'm going to break some celery because that sounds like bones breaking or whatever, you know. There are loads and loads of resources for getting better at that type of stuff, how to cheat it. And it's amazing what kind of sounds, when you work with Foley, you have to have a quiet room, but you can get like really weird connections, like the wine glass, like that creates suspense. Or if you take a brass item, like a pot plant, turn it upside down and just move it across the table so it sort of groans. Those types of things. Metal, using metal items, and if you've got a violin bow, using resin on the bow and scraping it across things, that's how you get like these abrasive horror sounds, at least with that style of horror music. Go for it, bro. Yeah, fuck around. Okay. This
We've been working twice as hard moving these crates. We should be demanding overtime.
We should kill Cap.
Okay, let's get that to there. And we need a big, angry doof. Maybe like a snare. Yeah, let's get a snare right in the end there. No, that's not a snare. Not the cymbal either. Okay, I'm gonna just record it.
We should be demanding overtime.
We should kill Cap.
Oops. That was the wrong snare, but it might actually work. Oh, it's a popcorn snare. That's what they call it. Jumbotron. For my game, I don't really need to do stuff like that besides the monsters. Okay, well, if you're experimenting, those are some ideas for you. This is good. Here we go. Let's do a control. There we go.
We should be
3,
demanding
4,
overtime.
1, 2.
We should.
No, that popcorn snare is not working. What I need is... That's it.
We should be demanding overtime.
We should kill Cap.
Time.
We should kill Cap.
Little bit in there.
Time.
We should.
That's good. Velocity down because it's a bit hard. And we could also just change the sound of it until it sounds good. Yeah, man. So, yeah, if you just joined, what we're doing here is scoring this episode, well, one scene from the episode of Killer Bean. It's taken a while, but that's because I'm putting a lot of attention into detail. So let's hear it from the beginning. The music itself, it's spread out over all these different colored clips, and the music itself never really gets in the way of the dialogue. And that's the key thing with narrative scoring, is you've got to stay out of the way of the dialogue. If you're going to play music underneath the dialogue, you better make sure it's really subtle and preferably not spaced in the middle of the stereo field but on the sides. Okay, cool, let's give it a bash. Here we go.
Someone needs to pay us for our work. I've been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf for the past 4 years, and I want to be paid for it.
Wait, so you've been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf?
Yeah?
What? I've been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf, and I want to get paid for it too.
Hold up. Hold up. Wait a second, Beans. How many of us have been moving crates from the blue shelf to the red shelf? Raise your hand. Okay. And how many of us have been moving crates from the red shelf to the blue shelf? You mean to tell me, all this time, we've been working twice as hard moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime!
We should kill.
Cool. I think that is pretty much about it. I'm happy with that. You know, it sounds like kids' TV. It sounds good to me. I might just do some tweaks on the levels and things, but yeah. So this has been narrative scoring of a TV show. This is very different to what I do with the producing Ableton Live templates and that. But if you're interested in that side of things, if you want to get some Ableton 11 templates that you don't start with a blank page, you start with like a completely finished composed song. All the templates I release are zero dependencies, so no missing samples or anything, no missing VSTs, no missing samples. And yeah, I appreciate spread the word. I'm doing good work here. I've got a Patreon that I'm trying to grow. There's a little bar over here actually up at the top. support from $2 a month, and that gives you basically premium treatment and free downloads of packs that sell for like $25. So you're first in line for all the golden treatment, if that's what you're after. And yeah, I show up here every day 2 p.m. UTC, as you guys know. I'm doing a variety of different music related things. I'm going to keep going here for a few minutes, and then I'm going to tie it up for the day. I'm really enjoying this scoring work. I think it's cool. I've got to work on my action themes. That's kind of where I fall short. So wish me luck with that. And yeah, let's just keep going for a bit longer. I just want to see where this goes.
We've been working twice as hard moving these crates. We should be demanding overtime.
We should.
Another hit in here from the brass and the drums and everything. That's it. What note are we on?
We should be demanding overtime.
Let's try that. So first things first, create a MIDI clip. Give it a little bit of space before the point where you're actually going to write the MIDI note. The reason for that is because you often need to include a articulation marker. Gilb says, will there be Ableton stuff in the stream? Seems you gave the stream the name live, producing Ableton templates and game music. Oh, damn, you're right, bro. So sorry, I meant to call it the other name. The other name is from a previous stream is Killer Bean. So yeah, I've screwed up there, my bad. No Ableton in this stream, no. Tomorrow we'll carry on with Ableton stuff with the Friday freebie. I'm going to be continuing with... In fact, that's a good idea. Let's switch over now. I'm going to finish this up at a different stage. And I want to switch over to the Ableton Live stuff. One more note here.
Moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime.
Okay, we're just going to get... Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, man. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to do in advance. So I just copy the title from the previous live stream. In this case, it didn't work.
Moving these crates? We should be demanding over...
Okay, and this is... Why is that low? It should be up by now. What are we all?
We should.
There.
Moving these crates?
Okay, cool. The articulation is A6. Let's get back here. Yeah, I want to show you what I'm working on for the Ableton stuff. I've got quite a cool housey track happening. I'll switch over in just a minute.
Moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime.
We should kill.
Here we go. And we're going to change this to record.
Hard moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime.
We should kill Cap.
Now suddenly it goes very dark.
Moving these crates? We should be demanding overtime.
We should.
There you go. There you go. Just a little bit of a preview up there. Cool. So let me shut down here, and I want to just load up the latest Ableton Live. Let's just get rid of that. I'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to load this up and go big. I'm going big, not going home. Why is that so high? It should be lower. Should be down here. Okay, wait for Ableton. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And action. Initializing the application. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'll have to change the title of this. There we go. Alright, that took a while. And most recent set is Nothing Funk. Like I said, I'm releasing a video this week, this Aphex Twin sounding video. It's an explanation. It's an explainer video for the one of the trending videos on YouTube at the moment. It's Ben Jordan explaining Aphex Twin software setup, and it's very cool. I recommend it. And what I wanted to do was create my own video, because I released an Ableton Live pack a while back, and it's starting to perform a bit better now. More people are downloading it, the free version at least. So I wanted to just lean into that trend, make sure that I catch my piece of the YouTube traffic. Okay, cool, here we go. You should be hearing this. There we go, cool. It sounds quite different through headphones, as it usually does. Oh, I know what the problem is. No, not that. It's this. That's way too loud. Cool, that's that. Let me get over to the left. You can see what I'm doing here. Okay. This is the kind of intro section for this. This is just a little quick Ableton thing before we take off for the day. Okay, let's trigger the next scene. We've got to give that keyboard a little bit of wobble, I think. I did some vocals. Yeah. So this will be a release. I'm gonna release it tomorrow as a freebie after tomorrow's stream. Here comes the next scene. It's the same thing. I like the strings. Maybe bring some swells to those strings. Up and down. Cool. And then we bring in the beat. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Got the whole thing going through this sidechain bus here, which you can see if I get out of the way. That's a live guitar part, which I put in, this one here. And then, yeah, what do you think of this, Gilp? Any good with putting out? The bass is just audio. I can't even edit it even if I want to. Next scene. Let me go to this. Yeah, this is tomorrow we're gonna release this basically. I'd like people to work with it. I want people to download the Ableton pack and put their own spin on it, remix it, release it to their own channels, of course attributing me, crediting me in the process, but not for any fee. Thanks Jumbotron, thanks Gilp, cool. So that's good, you guys. That's 2 out of 2 of you guys enjoying this. I don't know what to do with it. I need ideas. So we've got 2 minutes now, but I'm going to be back tomorrow 2 p.m. I'm going to work on this, only on this, no Killer Bean stuff. So it'd be nice if you guys showed up and chipped in. Let me know what you think. I might do some more stuff in this style. I've actually done a bunch of stuff in this style already. I called it Johnny Jazz. So maybe one of the things I could do is import those projects and turn this into like a, I don't know, a set, I guess, a live set. But I'd like people to remix it, and I want people to have access to the templates. I'm going to shut up now. Peace out, dudes. Let me just keep this track going while I do my little wind-up vibe, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Oh yeah, actually tomorrow it's 1 p.m. UTC. It's an hour earlier than I started today. See you later, Jumbotron. Good luck with the game, bro. Don't spend too much time playing. You gotta get into the software and do the work too. But I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Cool. Peace out, Holmes.